Okay, so in one of the other videos I had, I talked about seam seal or tent repair using silicone, 100% silicone mixed with some mineral spirits, and it worked out pretty well, but it wasn't ideal. It started like delaminating from the seams of the tent, so I decided to keep experimenting, and this is what I found. This is called Lexel, and you can see it's just clear, transparent, and it's kind of a sealant, so waterproof, somewhat like silicone, but a different concoction here. And I tried this out on this tent, and my gosh, it worked out wonders. This thing was in a deluge last night and kept it dry inside all night. I mean, it rained all night, and it was raining cats and dogs. So super psyched about this stuff. What I did is I just mixed this with, I'm going to show you how I do it. Mix this with a little bit of odorless mineral spirits, usually about a 60-40, I would say, because I'm painting this stuff on, right? Like I'm actually painting the entire top of the tent, so not just the seams. But this tent is not a waterproof tent. This is a cheap $5 tent that I got at the Goodwill, and now this thing is like watertight. Amazing stuff. So I'm gonna mix up a little bit more. I missed a couple of spots on the tent, and so there were a couple of spots where a few drops of water came through, and I saw the areas where I missed, so I'm going to patch those up, and there you go. So as you can see, the Lexel is really making a good layer of waterproofing here. I'm putting my hand against it, rubbing it. Nothing is coming through, not even with pushing, sturdily against it. Still just sheds the water right off, which is quite amazing. Pretty happy about the concoction so far. Now I haven't done the floor, but seems like the tarp overhead has made it so the floor isn't getting wet yet. I mean, if it's a deluge, I'm sure it's going to get down, the runoff will get down here and come over to the floor, but so far so good, and what do you know? So this is good news. I came out here to take a look this morning, and check this out. Really awesome. Now mind you, remember, it was coming down in sheets yesterday, and then it rained completely through the night. I mean, it only stopped late in the wee hours of the morning last night. And if you look, there's a couple of little droplets. Otherwise, the rest of the tent is bone dry, and I was trying to figure out what the heck caused those ones, and I was looking up here, and I don't know if I was just went a little thin in a spot here or something, but I can feel, okay, right there, looks like there's a line where the paintbrush missed it a little bit, or at least went on a little bit thinner because it's a little bit discolored. And there goes the spot that I missed right there. You can see how everything is impermeable, but that spot right there had a little bit of soak through. Same with right there. So no fault of the concoction, mostly just my fault. Check this out. So the cap, you can actually unscrew the cap. You don't even have to cut the tip off. You unscrew it, and there was a little kind of like a foil seam there. You just peel that off, and that way you can keep using this stuff over and over, and it's not going to dry out because you just put the cap back on right after you're done. So it lasts pretty much as long as you want it to. So I'm going to squirt some of that in here, and then I'm going to mix that up with the mineral spirits. So you can see actually it's pretty watery, like it's not even very it's like viscous. It's maybe a consistency of motor oil. Pretty watery though. I mean, it's still dripping. And I probably used about a 70-30 mix on this one. So 70% mineral spirits, 30% of the Lexel. I want to be able to paint it on, so it has to be thin. And we'll do that now. And this is the area where I had some problems with. Seems like some of the water came through last night, right along this corner here. And which makes sense, because this corner and the corner opposite where I had a little bit of problem is the area right when I started running out of my concoction, and so it was going on pretty thin at the time. So that, yeah, I can see why it wasn't a good seal. this time around though. I think it's gonna be good to go. All right, so I patched the top of the tent where I thought the leaks were happening on the top, and then I actually waterproofed the bottom of the tent yet last night too. So, moment of truth, see what happens here. It's been raining for the past hour or so. Woo! There it is, success. Not a drop in the whole thing. Dry as a desert. Nice. Lexel, looks like that's the winning combination. There we go.